Okay, so at the State of the Union, now again, COVID rates are going down. Why was that? Because people responded to the Omicron surge by wearing their masks, okay? And so then the rates go down. People get infected and they will test positive like 4 days later, right? 5 days later, something like that, okay? So telling people to take their masks off is going to make the cases rise again. I'm just telling you this now. And it's irresponsible for the president at the State of the Union to be doing this because more people are going to say, oh, I can take my mask off. Woo! We still have about 1,500 people dying every day. This is irresponsible. This is irresponsible. So I want to play this again real quick.
Back to more normal routines. We've reached a new moment in the fight against COVID-19, where severe cases are down to a level not seen since July of last year. Just a few days ago,
what happened right after July of 2021, Joe Biden? If I remember correctly, that's when the Delta variant took off. What happened in July of 2020? Okay, so everyone was doing great, everyone was chilling, and then the pandemic ended? No. Then Delta took off. And that led to Omicron. So again, this is so irresponsible. This is like, I am the most offended by this. Out of everything in the State of the Union for the last like 50 minutes, I'm the most offended by this. This to me is not good.
Center for Disease Control and Prevention issued a new mask guidelines. Under the new guidelines, most Americans and most of the country can now go mask-free. And based on projections, more of the country will reach a point across that.
And then they put the camera at Marjorie Taylor Greene, and she's like, "Oh, I'm Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm guy." Like, why is the camera at her? Like, but again, we are like this. Like again, the CDC now, according to the new CDC guidelines, low transmission is more than double high transmission. They changed the guidelines. So what was previously would be reported as high level transmission, I should say. I got transitioning on the brain. Transmission. High level, double the cases per 100,000 are now low level. So they just like changed the rules. That doesn't mean that, like, it's not like things dropped. Like, they just changed the rules. But anyway.
Weeks. And thanks to the progress we made in the past year, COVID-19 no longer need control our lives. I know some are talking about living with COVID-19. But tonight, I say that we never will just accept living with COVID-19. We'll continue to combat the virus as we do other diseases. And because this virus mutates and spreads, we have to stay on guard. And here are 4 common sense steps as we move forward safely, in my view. First, stay protected with vaccines and treatments. We know how incredibly effective vaccines are. If you're vaccinated and boosted, you have the highest degree of protection. And we'll never give up on vaccinating more Americans. Now, I know
it seems like you have given up, though. Like, the Supreme Court said, yeah, your bullshit's unconstitutional, kid. What are you going to do about it? And they did nothing. So, it seems like you have given up. But okay, all right.
Parents with kids under 5 are eager to see their vaccines authorized for their children. Scientists are working hard to get that done. We'll be ready with plenty of vaccines if and when they do. We're all ready. We are also ready with antiviral treatments. If you get COVID-19, the Pfizer pill reduces your chances of ending up in the hospital by 90%. I've ordered more pills than anyone in the world has. Pfizer's working overtime to get us some.
Oh, that guy was entertained. So Joe Biden's like, yeah, that's right, I'm popping pills. This guy's like, boo.
The world has. Pfizer's working overtime to get us 1 million pills this month and more than double that next month. And now we're launching the Test to Treat initiative. So people can get tested at a pharmacy, and if they prove positive, receive the antiviral pills on the spot at no cost. Folks,
just a reminder that the COVID tests, remember the 4 COVID tests that they started giving out after Omicron? Yeah. So for most people, they started arriving a month later. And also half the tests that they put out went unclaimed. Like, I wonder where those tests are going to go. I wonder if they're just going to, like, send them out again in another wave. I don't know. But, I mean, I think that the COVID response of this administration has been pretty horrible, personally. That's just my opinion. I've lost, a lot of people that I know. A non-zero number to me is too many. So, I mean, it's no good. And, like, again, 1,500 people a day are still dying. So, not good. But whatever. Here we go again.
If you're immunocompromised or have some other vulnerability, we have treatments and free high-quality masks. We're leaving no one behind or ignoring anyone's needs as we move forward. On testing.
So we'll give you a high-quality mask after you get infected and hospitalized. Is there going to be a government website where we can buy masks preemptively or just get them for free? I would like that. That would be good.
We've made hundreds of millions of tests available, and you can order them for free to your doorstep. And we've already ordered free tests. If you already ordered free tests tonight, I'm announcing you can order another group of tests.
Okay, all right. Okay, so my question, okay. That's actually interesting, so I'm going to do that after this. Okay, that actually answers my question. Because, again, there was an article that put out that said that they didn't even use half the stockpile. So they've already, like, even if they stopped producing tests, they still have half the stockpile. So if everyone just ordered another test, they would have enough. So that's actually pretty good.
Go to covidtest.gov starting next week, and you can get more tests. Second,
This is fucking Madison Cawthorn reaching for a gun. What is he doing?
Prepare for new variants. Over the past, we've gotten much better at detecting new variants. If necessary, we'll be able to develop new vaccines within 100 days instead of maybe months or years.
Okay.
And if Congress provides the funds we need, we'll have new stockpiles of tests, masks, pills ready if needed. I can't promise a new variant won't come, but I can promise you we'll do everything within our power to be ready if it does. Third, we can end the shutdown of schools and businesses. We have the tools we need.
The shutdown of schools and businesses. What? What shutdown? Like, what is he talking about? I don't know. But it seems like Joe Biden's in fantasy land when it comes to COVID. I don't know. Like, I want them to actually care. Like, again, where's the child tax credit? We need another stimulus package. Like, is he just like, are we going to pretend that Omicron wasn't the worst wave of the pandemic? Like, we got, what was it? What was the first check? $1,200 on like the first month of the COVID pandemic. And then we got 2,000 over the course of a couple of weeks. At like what was at that point the worst wave. Omicron was like 2 times worse, if not 3, than winter 2020 to 2021. And yet we get nothing? Like, why isn't there discussion of another stimulus package? Or giving people actual healthcare treatment, or, motivation to go to the doctor, or, expanding the healthcare sector. Like, again, our hospitals are still on the brink of being overwhelmed. We should be putting millions or billions of dollars into funding more doctors and build more hospitals.
It's time for America to get back to work and fill our great downtowns again with people. People working from home can feel safe and begin to return to their offices. We're doing that here in the federal government.
Fuck the office, bro. Fuck the office.
Federal workers will once again work in person. Our schools are open. Let's keep it that way. Our kids need to be in school.
This is no different than something Donald Trump would say. This is Trumpian right here. All right, things are going in the best direction, or a good direction, not the best. Things are going in a good direction. Let's just stop all of our efforts and get back to work. Get back to work. This is no good.
With 75% of adult Americans fully vaccinated, and hospitalizations.
Now, what does fully vaccinated mean? Does that factor in a booster shot? Again, we know the vaccine effectiveness wanes over time, especially with these new variants coming on. So I'm just saying, I don't know. This to me is just steeped in fantasy.
Down by 77%. Most Americans can remove their masks and stay in the classroom and move forward safely.
This is a bad deal.
We achieved this because we provided free vaccines, treatments, tests, and masks. Of course, continuing this costs money. So I'll not surprise you. I'll be back to see you all. And I'm going to soon send a request to Congress The vast majority of Americans have used these tools and may want again. We may need them again. So I expect Congress, and I hope you'll pass that quickly. Fourth, we'll continue vaccinating the world. We've sent 475 million vaccine doses to 112
How about
countries,
you
more
remove
than
the
any-
fucking patents on the vaccine so they can just manufacture their own vaccines? Like I don't know. If you want to vaccinate the world, it would be easier instead of sending them vaccines and taking up fossil fuels, sending these giant ships across the fucking goddamn ocean. Just send them the goddamn blueprint.
Any nation on earth. We won't stop because you can't build a wall high enough to keep out a vaccine. The vaccine can stop the spread of these diseases.
What?
You know, we've lost so much in COVID-19. Time with one another. The worst of all, the loss of life. Let's use this moment to reset. So stop looking at COVID as a partisan dividing line. See it for what it is, a god-awful disease. Let's stop seeing each other as enemies and start seeing each other for who we are, fellow Americans. Look.
Have you been outside, Joe? These right-wing lunatics are not buying your bullshit.
We can't change how divided we've been. It was a long time in coming. But we can change how to move forward on COVID-19 and other issues that we must face together. I recently visited New York City Police Department days after the funerals of Officer Wilbur Mora